So you peek in the living room and see your children watching this animated series on Hulu. Most likely, you would think it's perfectly safe for your child to watch. But what if I were to tell you that you are wrong, and that this series, masquerading as a children's show for ages 7 and under, is trying to indoctrinate your children with LGBTQ propaganda?
What the fuck is this?
The creator of this show, called The Bravest Knight, was recently interviewed by a woke LGBT activist. Now, real quick, let me just read to you the description of the video in which this interview took place. Why is representation so important, especially in children's media? We sit down with Daniel Errico, the creator of The Bravest Knight, an animated series breaking barriers with its positive portrayal of an LGBTQIA+ family. I don't even know what the IA stands for. I guess they just add letters whenever they feel like making something up. But that first sentence, why is it so important, especially in children's media? To these people, there is no such thing as too young to start talking to other people's kids about who they want to sleep with when they get older.
This show is so cute, but I love like how it includes diversity and it's queer friendly, which I really super appreciate. Can you talk about the importance of including that?
In a show, and again, I can't stress this, that looks like it's meant for ages 7 and under.
For me, I mean, I'm the kind of person who had every show ever made for me growing up. I'm straight, I'm white, I'm cisgendered, and I'm male. And so every hero I got to see myself in, I was overrepresented.
This is a common argument these people make.
Yeah, if you don't see yourself, you don't. It's not great.
Oh, you have to be a woman in order to see yourself in a female character. You have to be a black man in order to see yourself in a black male character. That's what these people think. That's their excuse for doing this shit. And of course, they can't help but take the opportunity to pat themselves on the back for doing it.
And it honestly is incredibly powerful, and it can be a powerful, positive thing. And I just think every kid deserves to have that level of representation that I had.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, so my 13-year-old daughter's queer, and she even what
the fuck? These are the people right here who inject their kids with hormones, transition their kids, all that sick shit. These people right here.
So my 13-year-old daughter's queer, and she even stopped and started watching this with me when I was watching it, which it's not 13 isn't really the age group, but she kind of found herself sitting there watching it. And so,
Yes, 13 is not the age group. It's meant for a much younger audience than that.
Well, I had a kind of a long and windy path, just like Cedric and the Prince for their romance.
So Cedric and the Prince, that's the romance in this show, apparently.
When I first wrote this story, there were a lot of companies, potential partners who were averse to having a gay protagonist. And for a while it seemed, it's an unfortunate reality, but it seemed like no one was willing to kind of take that step.
Yes, I can't imagine why.
So there was a special level of gratitude and joy in finding out that Hulu was going to not only embrace it as a short, but also said, let's get more of this.
All right, well, there's your cue to delete Hulu right there.
And for a while, I was getting meetings where people would say, we can support it privately, but not publicly, which kind of blew my mind a little. If it's something that you think kids need to see, then what else is more important than that if you're in kids' media?
What is more important than that? I don't know. How about leaving other people's kids alone? I think that's important.
We need more of this content out there. It's good for kids' development.
Woke propaganda is good for kids' development. No, what you really mean is that it's good for you. Because at the end of the day, this is a fetish. These people like the idea, get excited at the idea of having some sort of influence on who other people's kids sleep with when they get older, especially if it's against their parents' wishes.
What kids don't see has an effect on them too, about themselves and others, and what's okay. And our goal should be to show them the world as it is, and for the beautiful thing that it is, and all forms of love especially. because that has an adverse effect on them, on people like me, and therefore all of us.
I mean, does anyone else feel like this might be a crime?
Why don't you have a seat right over there, please?
Again, at first glance, the show looks harmless, but that's the point. These freaks can't just come out and say what they really want to say to your kids. They have to cleverly hide and disguise it as an animated show for young children. Alright, that's all I got for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe.